All right, so your phonics workbook, page 51 is where we'll start. And we will do our dictation for the day before we get into our lesson on the board. Phonics book, page 51.
Dennis, look in chat what I told you.
We're not chatting. All right, so page 51. All right, so I will say the blend. Only write the blend, mark your vowel, okay? I will say the blend, write the blend, mark your vowel. First one, stride. 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 Yes, mark the vowel. Yes, special sign and vowel together, and then mark your vowel. Hmm? Okay, stride. What would be the, how would I write stride? STRI, and how do I mark the vowel? With the line. Next one. Chin. Ch, I, chin. Ch, I, chin. Ch, I, chin. Like in chip. Yep. All right, we got it. Remember when you go to the video turn? Yeah. All right, share. All right, share. Share. Okay, Faith. CHI. That's it. And yes, mark the vowel with the. All right, next one. Thruh. 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 Mm-hmm. No. Okay, thruh. How would I write thruh? Okay, Finley. Yep, THRU, smiley face over you. Good. All right, let's go to the bottom row. You will write the entire word, the whole thing. First word is click. Click. I will click the button. Click. Click. All right, how do we write click? Okay, Naraya. Not K. Listen to that vowel. C-L-I-C-K. All right, your next word, drive. Drive. That's your next word, drive. Should be. All right, so we'll start today a little different. We'll actually practice some blends, how to write some blends. So it's kind of similar to our process. I'll say the blend and you have to write it down, okay? So it's very similar to our process, except we're not doing a practice. All right, so we'll probably do this some days where I'll call out a blend and you have to write it, okay? All right, so you're ready? I'll get the ready. You have your paper ready? Okay, I'm gonna say, go ahead. Okay, all right, so let's get started. You ready? Are you ready, guys? So this is the first blend. So you'll write the whole thing, the special sound and the vowel together. Write what it sounds like. First one is bread. Bread. And bread. Right, right. No, it's not a word, it's a blend, right? But yes, right, the whole thing. Bread. And bread. All right, how do we write drive? Drive. Okay, Kinley? Good. D-R-I-V-E. Next word, block. Block. That's our last one. Block. Block. Like block, like I will block the ball. Block. Yes. Okay, block. Dennis, how do we write block?
B-L-O-C.
All right, let's go to page 53. We'll do the dictation on there as well. Doubling pages this week. So page 53. Let's go to our dictation on 53. The dictation on 53. Look at it on page 53. So for the first two boxes, I will say a word, you write the special sound. Now these are words that are on our chart. So hopefully you know your special sounds off of chart 8, so you can write them. All right, so first one, what sound says like in nurse? What special sound says like in nurse? This is from chart 8. What special sound says like in nurse?
You are.
I'm not. Okay, what sound says like in nurse? Okay, Naraya, what you have? R says like in nurse. Okay, our next box. Okay, next box. What sound says like in verse? Like in verse. Like in verse. It's all from chart 8. Having a good time, huh? Oh, y'all need to play outside today, then. Okay, what sound says like in verse? ER. Good. All right, next two boxes. All right, so now I will say a word. You write the beginning blend. That's a special sound and the vowel together. Again, I will say a word. You write the beginning blend, the special sound and vowel. I will say the word. You write the beginning blend, special sound and a vowel. Might say, why is she saying it so much? Because I do every day and something wrong. All right, next one. Plus. Plus. Go ahead and write the beginning blend and vowel. Plus. Okay, plus. What was my beginning blend? And plus. Plus. Okay, what you got? Naraya, beginning blend and plus. PLU, good. Next one, black. What's the beginning blend in black? Your vowel, special sound and vowel, black, black, black. Beginning blend in black. Okay, so I guess I only have in-person students today. Black. BLA. All right, next row. All right, so I will say one word and it has 3 different sounds you could write. Again, I will say the word, it has 3 different sounds. That's why there's 3 boxes on the bottom. You have 3 different sounds you can put. Okay, the word is birthday. Birthday. What are 3 sounds you hear or you find in birthday? That's why you have 3 boxes on the bottom row, because you write 1 sound in each box. Birthday. What are the 3 sounds we can find in birthday? All right, give me the sounds. Give me 1 sound we find in birthday. Yeah. No. IR. It doesn't say birthday, it says birthday. IR. What's another one? Other sounds in birthday? Kenley? TH. One more we have. AY. IR, TH, and AY. Those were the sounds in birthday. All right, let's go ahead and go over our chart. Let's go over chart 7. So BR says burr, and bride. DR says jur, and drum. PR says purr, and pray. GR says grr, and grin. SM says and smoke. SE says and scat. SK says, does it work? SK, SP says and spade. CR says cur, and crab. TW says twat in twin. SPL says underneath. SPL says spool in splash. SPR says spur in spring. STR says skirt in screen. SKU says squawk in tweet. SN says swing in snack. SL says so in sleep. STR says stir and stream. SW says swap and swim. Alright, let's look at chart 8. Alright, THR. THR says third in 3. NAR says R and stars. CA says in church. OR says or in morning. OU says ow and out. OW says ow and owl. OW says o and bowl. ER says and burst. UR says and nurse. IR says and bird. OI says oi and coin. OY says oi and boy. OO says and book. OO says ooh and tooth. WOR says word and words. IGA says I and night. ALL says oh and ball. ALK says up and walk. Awesome. Alright, make sure that you're focused and saying your charts. Alright, so today we are going over some new sounds, which will be our sounds OI, OY, and WOR, and OO and WOR were. Okay? Yes, but OO has, two different sounds. We have OO ooh and OO ooh. Alright, so I'll go ahead and start with the sounds first. So we have OI, the word will be noise. OI, the word is next one. Next we have ST and OO, dual. Okay, next we have OI, soil. Next we have OI, joy. Next WOR, where. WOR, were, and ST, word. Now know that sounds OI, OY, OO, and WOR. Alright, I have some words here that I want to go over, just like yeah, y'all will. Alright, Dennis, what are my sounds in this first word? Come on, mark the vowels. Here. OW and BR, what's the word? Brown. Avaya, next one, what are the sounds? Yes, next one, Kendall. CL and OU, what's the word? Cloud. Okay, next one, Ryan. All right, Dennis, back to you. This word.
Ground. O
Special sounds.
O-U
O-U. And
G-R.
what's the word?
Grow.
Ow.
Ground.
Ground. Okay, Avaya, special sounds.
Circle G-O
G-R.
and O-W.
Okay, what's the word?
Grow.
Grow. Okay, back to you. Guys, you need to focus. Remember, we talked about that on last week. All right, good. All right, so those are our special sounds, a lot of sounds. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our parts of a sentence, but we'll do it a little differently today. I'm going to introduce the name of one of the parts. All right, so remember last week we talked about how to divide a sentence into two parts. Okay, so we have our who and our what. So remember, we read the sentence. So for example, my seat work is done. My seat work is done. What's the who or what the sentence is about? Your what? My seat work. And what about it?
It's done.
So when I divide it, where would I divide? Between what two words? Seat work and is, right? So usually we would call the part the who, and we will call the other part the what. But I want to teach you what it really means when we say the who. So this is what the who, we usually would say who, but we won't say that anymore. The who is actually called the subject. Okay, I got it. Next one, 7. The who is actually called the subject. So instead of saying the who, we will now say the subject. When I say the subject, I am asking, who is the sentence about? So in this case, my seat work would be the subject, and we underline it once, and the what is happening is done. So my seat work is the who, because that is who your C word is the subject. That's the who it's about. Okay? So again, the who is no longer the who. We will call it the subject. So let's look at this one. I can help. What's the word? I can help mom. Where would I divide? First thing we need to identify. Where am I dividing? I can help mom between what?
I can.
Michael, I can. What is my subject? Subject. I remember your subject is your who. And what can you do? Can help mom. Next one, we saw a bird in the tree. We saw a bird in the tree. What is my subject? We saw a bird in the tree. What's the subject? Oh, sorry. Where are we dividing? That's what I meant to say first. Sorry. We saw, between we and saw is where we divide. What's our subject? We and your what happened is what? In the tree. Good. So guys, we no longer say the who, we will now call it the subject, and you will see that in your book on today on page 53. It will tell you the subject of the sentence tells who or what the sentence is about. Your subject. So that's one part. We will learn the other part next week when we come back. But this week we're focusing on the subject. The subject is the part of the sentence that tells you the who or what it's about. We don't call it the who anymore. We will now call it the subject. Okay. All right. So that is it for phonics. I need you to get out your math book. Math will be on page 26. It's lesson worksheet 26. It'll have 3 clocks on it. Lesson worksheet 26 in your math. Let me see. This is the page here, lesson worksheet 30. I'm sorry, 26. It have 3 clocks on them. First thing I want you to do before we get started is to, oh, never mind. I thought it wasn't done. Never mind. No, okay, to turn the page. All right, so today we are going to practice the clock a little bit, but we'll learn how to tell time to half of an hour. Okay, so we already learned how to tell time to a full hour. Today we'll learn half of an hour, which is half, like if the hour was split into two. Okay, so let's look at the clock up here. All right, so remember when we're talking, we have two hands. We have our long hand, which is our minute hand, and our short hand, which is our hour hand. So whenever we are telling time, there are 60 minutes in a full hour, right? 60 minutes is one full hour, and anytime it's 60 minutes on the clock, it's always pointing to the what? 12, which means o'clock. Well, today we're going to learn what it means half to an hour, which means it's not only half past, it's called half past. So your book will call it half past. Okay? Half past. What would be half of 60? 30. Half past means 30 minutes. So when we are telling time to half an hour, we are saying we are 30 minutes into an hour and 30 minutes from a new hour. Okay? So if your long hand is on 12 when it's a full hour, where would your long hand be when it's half an hour? On the what? On 6, obviously. So whenever our minute hand is on 6, that means 30 minutes. Yep. So if my long hand is on 6 and my short hand is on 3, what time would this be? 3:30. We told time like this already before. 3:30. Okay. Or for example, if my long hand is on 6, which we know is 30, and my short hand is on 10, what time is it? 10:30. Are y'all here online? Some of y'all are. All right, so let's look at your first clock. I want you to draw your hands first, and you'll try on your first clock in your book. So I'm gonna draw the hands. You're gonna just copy the hands that I draw. Okay, put those hands. So we have the short hand, our hour hand on 2, and our minute hand on 6.
Mhm.
All right, so do we have our hands? All right, so remember, if your long hand, minute hand is on 6, that means 30 minutes, half past. Find your hour and that tells you what time. What time would it be? 2:30. So in your square box on your page, put 2:30. You can get out your math and start your math. Yeah. So y'all start at 26. Hey. 2:30. Okay, do we have our first class? All right, so remember, this is half past 2. Half past 2 is 2:30. That means I'm 30 minutes past 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock would look like this, right? It would look like that. But once I'm 30 minutes into the hour, 2 o'clock now become half past 2 is now 2:30.
Wait. They actually have.
Yeah, I know, I did that. Okay, let's go to your second clock. So now what it will be half past 10. Half past 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my hour on 10 and my minute hand on 6 because that's half past. So it is half past 10. And that's your second clock.
Yes. Yeah. Can you stop? You will see. Don't say comfort. Stop.
Okay. All right. So if it's half past 10, Dennis, what time is it? Half past 10. What time?
10:30.
10:30. So let's write that. 10:30. Put it in your box. 10:30. All right. Your last clock. I want you to do it. So I want you to show me what 9:30 looks like. So I'm giving you the time written down, 9:30. Now you show me what it looks like with your hands on the clock. Half past 9, 9:30.
That's it. Don't stop. I heard that one. Don't stop saying that.
Okay, Let me see your clocks. Let me see if you know how to put your hands right. This is really a review. It's only when we're gonna get to those 5s and reading by 1 minute intervals. That's when clock can get a little different. But for now, we should be able to do this. We did this last year. Okay, good. Okay, now so that means my hour hand should have been pointing to the what? 9, and my minute hand should have been pointing to the 6. Awesome. So that is 9:30. So guys, the only thing that is different is now in your book, it will say half past a certain hour, okay? So if it's 5:30, that's 5:30. 3:30, that's 3:30, okay? So that's the only thing that's different in your book. All right, so the next thing I want to cover is we are going to review the thermometer. Remember, we have different methods to record and measure different things. When it comes to the temperature, we will use a thermometer to measure our temperature, right? Do you remember the thermometer from last year? Yes, a thermometer helps us to measure the temperature, how hot or how cold it is. Okay, so whenever we are measuring with the thermometer, we measure in what's called degrees. Okay, degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is what you measure temperature in. You measure temperature in what's called degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we did learn that last year. So we learned that whenever we are reading a thermometer, we read it in tens. Now that will change, but as of now, we are reading a thermometer in tens. Okay.
So
All right, so we read it in intervals of 10. Now, remember, the red liquid inside of a thermometer is called mercury. The hotter it is, the higher up the mercury goes. The colder it is, the lower the mercury will drop. It just depends on the temperature. 0 is where we'll start our thermometers. There is negative temperatures. We obviously know that's very cold weather, but we'll just start like it's under 0. Yeah. So we start at 0, and of course we know 0 will probably be the coldest it'll get, and then we start to work our way up into getting warmer. So from about 0 degrees till about, let's say 40 degrees, that's pretty cold weather, right?
yeah,
Pretty cold. You'll probably need a coat, boots, mittens, earmuffs. From 0 to 10 degrees. I'm sorry, from 0 to 40 degrees. When we get into about 50 to 60 degrees, it starts to feel cool, right? It's not as hot, it's not as cold, but it feels cool, like it feels good. A light jacket will do. Then when we get into like 70 to 80, that's warm weather, right? We can wear sandals, probably shorts, short sleeve, that's warm. Anything higher than 80, which would be 90 on up, that is considered hot. Now, 80 is actually hot down here too, but you know, for the sake of just the thermometer, we'll say. So from 0 to about 40, that's cold. 40 to about 60 is cool. 60 to about 80 is warm. And then anything higher than 80 degrees is usually very hot. Okay. So the higher up you go on the thermometer, the hotter it gets. the lower your thermometer, the temperature is, the colder, okay? So let's just practice with one. Okay, looking at this, what would my temperature be? Looking at this thermometer, what would my temperature be? Okay. Well, no, what's the number? 40 degrees. Remember, we say 40 degrees. And we show degrees by putting a circle like this at the top. That means degrees. Okay. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, when you write it in your book, you have to put the degree symbol. Now we put the cent symbol with coins. Well, with the temperature, we put the degree symbol, which is just this little circle here. All right, let's do another one. Okay, what would my temperature be? What would my temperature be? The number. 60 degrees. 60 degrees. So we put 60 and our degree symbol. Okay, last one.
Oh, I know. I think I know.
What would my temperature be?
I know.
80 degrees. 80 degrees. Awesome. So I know this is something we know already. I just wanted to reintroduce it to you guys as a review, okay? All right. So that is it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have reading. Let's go ahead and go into our reading. We actually might have to meet up later for reading. But yeah, because of time. But we might have time to get to it.
Yeah, we're finally almost done.
Okay.
You're not gonna skip that. Looking chat. That was good.
Right? Tim and his family, they went on the camping trip to the pond. So we'll pick up from that story that we read last week, okay? So let me put up our pages. printing it now. All right, so this title is Camp Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Yeah, that's where they went. That's the camp they were at. Camp Bobcat.
That's a weird name.
Okay, Camp Bobcat. No, they will. All right, Dennis, you can read page 20.
It's time for us to set up camp. Dad got it. Dad said Dad, get the tent poles out of the van room, said Mom. You can help Dad set up the tent. Then pick up lots of little sticks. Tim said that we can use them for a camp. Said that we can't fight. And no, and Dad and Tim had set him up and a hot fire going. Let's roast the hot dogs. And Dad said Dad. Tim got the stick for the hot dogs, and Mom made a big meal of hot dogs and cupcakes. Young Tim tried to as he put the cat scone on his hot dog. Let's dig in.
Okay, good. So they were at a place called Camp Bobcat. That's where they made camp and everything, right? And so the first thing they did was set up the tent because that's where they'll be sleeping, right? And why were they gathering sticks to make what?
A fire.
Campfire, right? Of course, they're gonna get sticks to make a campfire. And what was the first thing they were gonna cook? Dad said, let's roast something.
No.
Not marshmallows.
Sausage.
Hot dogs. Yeah, so they were gonna roast the hot dogs and they were gonna put ketchup. It says ketchup, but that's ketchup on their hot dog. Okay, let's look at 21. Avaya, 21.
Not yet, Tim, said Dad. Let's take time to thank God. Dad prayed, and then Tim, Mom, and Dad ate. What? That was so good, said Tim. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Tim, said Mom. You're a big help. The sun was setting in the west. Dad said, get the Bible, Tim. Let's read just a bit. Then it will be time for you to get to bed. We will get up with the sun to take the hike to the pond.
Okay, good. All right, so after they roasted their hot dogs, they thank God, they ate their food. And so the sun was setting, and what were they going to read before bedtime?
The Bible.
The Bible. And then Dad said when they woke up in the morning, what would they do? Take a hike to the pond, okay? Let's keep reading. Yeah. All right, Faith, page 22.
Tim went and got the Bible from the van. Read here, and here, Tim said, Dad. This is what Tim read. Help us, oh God, for thy name Snake, and I am with thee. I am God, I will help thee. Tim shut the Bible and he Mom and Dad prayed, then Dad put out the fire and Tim went into the tent. Tim slid into his sleeping bag and he slept like a log. Wake up, Tim, said Dad. Mom went to the pond and will meet us there. She likes to see it this time of day. As Tom got up, the sun rose in the east. The sky was a pale red. Come and see those tracks in the sand, said Mom. Said Dad. Said Mom.
Okay. So Tim went to get the Bible from the fan. They read. They went to sleep. Dad put out the fire. They went to sleep. So when they woke up, who was already at the pond? Who had already left to go to the pond? Mom, right? And so Mom went to the pond and she was gonna meet them there. So the sun rose, right? And when they got there, what did they see in the sand as they were on their way there? Some tracks. Let's see what animal it was. Okay, 23, Naraya.
I don't know. What made them? Said Tim. Was it a dog or a fox? No, said Dad. These are cat tracks. It must have been a big bobcat. Said, and see here. These are rabbit tracks. The bobcat was running to get a rabbit. I hope the rabbit got away, said Tim. Well, the bobcat has to eat, said Dad. A rabbit makes a good meal for it. That is God's plan. If it were not a fox for bobcat, we would have too many rabbits. Say, said Tim, this campsite needs a name. Let's name it Camp Bobcat.
All right, so what kind of animal was it that made the tracks in the sand?
A bobcat.
It was a bobcat. So what did they decide to name the camp?
Camp Bobcat.
Bobcat after the bobcat. Yep.
That's weird.
All right, let's finish on, okay, Kinley.
24. Camp Bobcat. Bobcat, it will be said that let's go, Mom said to the rest of the hot dog bun with us. Will
Will we eat the buns at the pond? Asked Tim. Not said that, but we may get through some. We may get to some animals. Let's be off.
Okay, so they named it Camp Bobcat. Now they're going to the pond. So tomorrow we'll keep reading because we'll talk about what they'll do at the pond in tomorrow's story, okay? So they seem to be having a good time. Their first night they ate hot dogs. Then the next day they woke up and they were on their way to the pond. They saw there was a wild animal, a bobcat, in the area. So tomorrow we'll read about what happens when they're at the pond, okay? All right, so that's it for today, guys. We were gonna introduce pronouns, but I'll just wait until next week to do it, okay? So we'll just focus on math, phonics, and reading this week. All right, so y'all see y'all tomorrow. We don't meet later on today, so y'all finish all your workbook pages. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.